Hey guys, you're watching Z1 and Only. My name is AJ, and we are back on another tutorial type episode. I really enjoy doing these, and on this one we're going to do a floating island. So this is going to sort of be a two-part mini-series, because part one I'm going to show you how to build the actual floating island, because they're a little bit trickier than building on the floor. To make it look really natural. And the second part, which will be done in the next how to build the tutorial type episode, is going to be a steampunk house built on top of one of these. And I've already done it, and it looks sick. I'm not going to show you, you're going to have to wait until the next episode. So if you're watching this in the future, there will probably be the steampunky tutorial house out, and it'll be in the description. And if you're watching this in the present, when it's just been released, then you shall have to wait a few days until the second part is out, when we build the actual steampunk house. So here's the island. It looks pretty natural. I like the darkness underneath it. We've got the house. We're not going to do a house tutorial. It's just a very basic little house. The inside isn't even done. Got our little pond here to be able to get up and down via the water chute. Made it look as natural as possible. Got some trees, got some long grass, got some sugar cane. We've got the nether portal out here. I've got a little sort of fake cave entrance down here, just to make it look a little bit natural, make it some points of interest on it. So let's build it. Let me sleep the night away, and we shall build it. Okay, so it's all nice and bright. We're going to build it here. Now, if you're doing this in survival mode, you're going to need a silk touch shovel. Is going to be the best way to do it, to be able to get grass up here. Even if you only start off with one block of grass, it'll spread. But if you get as much grass as you can, it'll make it look a lot better, a lot quicker. But either way will work. Break it all, break it all, break it all, break it all. So, we've got our one grass block up here. That's all you need to really start with. You could now go with dirt if you wanted. But because I'm in creative, I'm going to use grass all the way. And what we're going to do first is, I'm breaking this up into stages. So the first stage is to build a random circle and make sure it's completely random. The easiest way to make it completely random is not to count and not to delete any blocks. Even if you place a block wrong, it doesn't matter. Just make it. It just makes it more random. So we're going to go down this way, bring it in a little bit, curve it round. Let's go down a little bit here, out a little bit here. It's going to be sort of an ovally shape. I don't know, a squished circle. You can do whatever shape you want. The ovally sort of shape looks more natural, I find. We'll come down here. It's looking a little bit thin here, so we'll go out a little bit. Where's the end of it? Just over there. Okay, so let's bring it in a little bit. And then again. Yeah, that looks good. We'll start from this side. Let's bring it in here. Oh, yeah, that'll do. And then again here. There we go. Alright, now that is a little bit too square, so I will delete that one. So we've got our platform. This is stage one. Stage two is to fill this in. Now I don't need to do a tutorial on this, so I'm just going to fill this in and I shall be right back. Okay, so I have my platform all finished. The next step is difficult but doable in survival. We need to start doing the rock underneath here. So if you're doing it in survival, I recommend making some platforms to be able to stand on, look up and place towards you. And then you'll have to make platforms the lower down you get. But obviously, the lower down you get, the smaller each platform has to be, because obviously the island sort of goes to sort of a point. So we're going to get some smooth stone here. Now, again, we're going to do this in stages. So the first stage is just going to get the rough shape of it, and then we're going to slowly chisel away and add bits to it as we go. So the first step is we're going to go 3 blocks down, 1, 2, 3 of stone, all the way around the perimeter. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so our first step now is complete. If you want this completely solid, a complete solid chunk full of blocks, then I still recommend you follow my instructions of my different stages, and then once it's completely finished, you can then go inside, one, safely and fill it up, but two, it's just a lot easier to get the shape of it when it's not solid. I'm doing it hollow, but it's very easy to fill up once it's complete if you do want it solid. So our next step is we're going to go around again on the one block in, and we're going to do it 2 down this time. This is completely up to you. I'm just using these numbers 3 and 2 and 1s for tutorial purposes, but you can make the island sort of whatever shape you want, however deep you want. But yeah, so 2 down around the outside again, but we're not going to go over the first layer. We're going to keep on the inside of it. We'll neaten it up after. We'll randomize it up afterwards. At the moment, it's very neat. If I come back here, as you can see, it's all very straight down, straight edges. We'll neaten that up later, but for now, it's just easier to get the actual shape of it, and then we can worry about getting it looking more natural. Okay, so I've got this 2-layer deep one, and you can start to see it starting to come together. We can sort of start to see the gradual, I don't know, point coming. I don't know, it's just starting to get there. So the next one we're going to do is a layer of just 1. So go around with just 1 block underneath it, and then from there it's going to be pretty much random. I always just go 3, 2, 1 on the layers, and then after that it's random. I do a couple of 2s, then a 1, then a couple of 2s again, I don't know, then a couple of 1s, and just gradually bring it down. But we shall get the point. I'll show you how I get my point, because the point on this island over here isn't exactly in the center. It's either sort of the mountainy side I've got it. If you have it right in the middle, it doesn't seem to look quite as good. It definitely needs to be just off center. So I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Okay, so I've done a couple more layers. We've got 3, 2, 1, and then I've got a layer of 2, and then a layer of 1 again. And this is where I'm going to start getting the point on one side, and we're going to use the left side again. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go over to the right side, and we're going to do a layer of 2 again, all the way around, but we're only going to go to halfway. We're going to go to the point where we want the point to start wrapping itself around again. So we'll go around to here. Now let's go a little bit further. We'll go to there, right, and we'll keep going. We don't need to go out because we want this point to come in. And then we're going to bring it... Oh, hello, phone. We're going to bring it round here. Yep. And then bring it this way. Bring it out again. Do like another random circle. Bring it out. Knock that one away. Yeah, and we'll have it there. So then we do 2 layers here. Well, it's dark in here. I can't see nothing. Have we got it right? Look how dark it is. There we go. Right, there's 2 layers all the way around there. So as you can see, if you was doing this in survival, you just need a platform that you would need to lower down slightly after every few layers. So I'd probably have a platform here, and then you can reach the top, and then once you get to this level, you can then start dropping it down. It's definitely tricky, but it's definitely doable. And the best thing about doing these, let's have 1. No, that's cool. I like that. The best thing about these Sky Islands is the closer you get to completion, the quicker it gets, because the layers get smaller. You start to work your way inwards. So the closer you get, the easier it gets. Okay, so if we back off now, we can now see where our point is going to start emerging. What I always do here is I fill in completely flat at the bottom here for this stage. We will thicken it up later, but I just fill it in. It's so dark down here. And then we'll thicken it up once we've done the point. The point is one of the most important bits, because it's sort of the focal point of the island almost. It's where the island has been ripped out from the surface of the world. Okay, so I've got it completely flat on the bottom there. We're now going to work on the point. So I think we're going to do 1 layer now, because we've had a couple of 2 layers. So let's thin it up. Now these different sizes, these 2s and 1s and 3s that I'm talking about, will differ depending on the size of the island. If you've got a smaller island, you won't need as many 2s and 3s. You'll need more 1s and a few 2s here and there. And if you're doing a bigger island, you'll need more 3-layer thick, to make it look a little bit more chunky, to make it look like the island would actually need that much underneath it. It's all about sort of scaling it depending on the size of your island. Oh, it's so pitch black there. Okay, so we've got 1. Then we're going to do another 1, I think. Okay, so we've got that 2-1 layers. Let's do another 2-layer. Just random, just pick random numbers, and it'll work out looking more natural than if you tried to do it planned. If you try and plan it out what layers you're going to do, then it's not going to look as natural as if you just off the top of your head go 1 or 2. I can't see. There we go. Daytime again. Okay, back to work. Okay, we'll do another 1 layer. It's getting very thin now. This might be the last layer pretty much. Okay. And now we're to a very thin point. So we're now going to start bringing down. We're not going to go 1 in. We're just going to bring down to some sort of point. Just draw them down randomly. We'll randomize it up even more in a minute. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. That looks good. That's a good starting point for the point. Something like that. Yeah. And then over here on our flat bit, we're then going to... Oops. My pad's turned off. 2 seconds, guys. Okay, we're back. We're going to drag down random points at random lengths. We're going to have a point there, and a point there, and a point there, and then we're going to fill these back up. So let's just shorten that one up a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so now, oops, I went up instead of down. Fill these randomly, just draw down randomly, make them into random points. They really don't want to be planned. The more you plan them, the less they're going to look natural. Alright. Just build them up slowly. Random blocks are definitely the way to go here. It's looking very flat there. Okay, so we've got 1 point there, and we'll do that with the other 2. Okay, so I've got the 3 points, then we're going to make that a little bit more pointy. There we go. Cool. And now we've got these little flat spots here. So for this, we're going to place random blocks. What you're going to do is you're going to spam your left trigger and just place some random blocks. If they go 2 or 3 thick, it really doesn't matter. This just makes it look a little bit more random. This gets our indentations and our outdents. If there is too many out ones, too many in ones, you can always fill it in later. But for now, we're just going to spam it because this guarantees a little bit of randomness on the bottom here. Because this is the part that's been ripped out from the ground. Bit more in the middle. Okay, how are we looking? Let's back off. Okay, so this bottom bit here is starting to look good. Fill that one in there. Okay, so the next step is now to make this more rounded. If we come over here, you can see how everything's rounded and gradual. And this one's very squarey and blocky. So the easiest way to do that is when you come to any corners here, knock out either 1 block and then place it on the inside, or knock out 1, 2, 3 blocks and then place those on the inside. And see how we get these different gradients now, and then if you get an inside one, you can place one, and already that is looking a lot more natural than these square bits. So it's just a matter of going around the outside and just finding bits, extending bits here and there. Don't do too much work on the randomness. Just neaten it up, smoothing it out for this part, for this stage. We'll get on to the next randomization bit in a minute. Okay, so it's starting to get there now. We're starting to round it off here and there. Still, we've got a little bit of work to do, but it's starting to finish off. So I'll just show you how I've been doing it here. The layers with 1 thick are a little bit more tricky because you can't do a lot with them. It's just a matter of shortening them, or lengthening them to make to look more random. We'll have one there. It's looking a bit symmetrically all around here. Let's have that there. There we go. Looking a bit odd here. We'll take that one away there. It's just a matter of lengthening them and adding little bits here and there. This is sort of going into the next stage, but as you can see, it sort of works there. We needed to do it there. We'll add a couple there, bring that down, and have one there. So it's starting to look more round, though, for sure. It's definitely starting to look more natural. Okay, so our next step now is to randomize it even more. So we're going to do a similar thing to what we've done on the bottom here, but around the sides. We're just going to randomly, not quite spam, but randomly place some here and there. I don't know, do some clicking and dragging, and drag the blocks down. We shall take any away at the end that don't quite suit. But for now, we're going to start at the top and just sort of work down the first few layers, and then once we go around, we can then do some more lower down. Not on the grass level though, we want to keep it away from the grass level. We'll have it like that, sort of brings it down. Let's have a thick one there from the surface. And just sort of spot them around here, nice and random. That was too far out, I don't like that one. Try not to go any more than one block away from the mountain. You can do, but it's a little bit tough. That's sort of another step that we'll do in a minute. It doesn't matter if you place blocks wrong. We'll neaten up which ones don't quite look right at the end. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so we're definitely starting to look definitely more random here. This one looks a little bit square. We'll take that one out. It's looking pretty good otherwise. Okay, so at these top levels here, what we're going to do is any quite near the top, we're going to bring up to surface level. So along here, we'll leave that one there. Leave some down a little bit. We'll add that one though there. Have these up to the surface. And these are going to just add a little bit more character, a little bit more shape to our random circle. Along here, let's drop that one down a little bit like that. Take that one away. That looks very square there. That's on the surface. We'll have a too thick one. And go down here. Just adding little bits, building the island out. I'll have one there. It's looking very thin here. Yep. Don't like that one there. Okay, and I think that's looking pretty good now. Just a couple more here and here. Let's build this one up. Yeah, like that. Okay, and now we're going to go along on these top ones where the stone has gone up to the grass level. We're just going to put grass along the top and the second and possibly the third level, like down here. And it just adds a little bit more character to the grass on the top here. Adds a little bit more shape. Oops. Don't do them underneath the block like that. Make sure that there's no blocks above them. But don't do them too far down. Just sort of the first 1, 2, 3 levels. Like don't do them here. Don't do it there. That doesn't look any good. Along round here. There's none around here. And one there. Okay, these are the sort of bits that I really like. When they're just sort of 1 out, 3 down. I don't know. It just looks really, really natural. Okay, so our next step is we're going to add little chunk islands on the side here. Still connected to it. We're just going to get some grass and add a random sort of bowl-y shape on the side. Yeah, like that. And again, we'll go around the outside. Now, these don't have to be 3 thick. I'm going to do this one 2 thick down first. 2 stone down first. And then we'll go in. And we'll go 1. These definitely do not need to be that big. Just adds a little, all it is just to add a little bit more character on the build. A little bit more focal points to look at. Yeah, like that. You see? Just 1, maybe 2 of those about. We'll have a small one on the outside here. This could be a very small one. We're going to add this one. Just like that. And we can even do this one solid because it's that small. There. Build it down a little bit more. Do some dragging and clicking. Dragging and clicking, clicking and dragging. There we go. Very natural looking. Take that one away. Excellent. So, now we've got this. This is sort of starting to get to a point where it's starting to look a little bit more natural. Again, you'll have to keep going around and adding bits and taking bits away to make it look good. I don't like this gap there. We'll fill that in. Okay, but it's starting to look good. It's starting to get there. This point is looking a little bit jaggedy. I don't like it quite as jaggedy. This had been broken off when it was dragged out of the earth, when it was lifted out. So, yeah, there we go. That's better. Go back, have a look. Yep, definitely a lot better. This one we'll add. Try not to leave blocks on their own like that. Sort of fill them in. That doesn't look too bad. I sort of like that. I wouldn't do that too often. This one we're going to add another one there. It's just a matter of keep going around. Keep going around. It's going to take a long time to build this Sky Island and make it look good. But it's just a matter of sort of scrolling around the outside and just seeing which bits don't quite look as natural as what they can be. Okay, we're going to drag a little bit more down there. Thicken this bit up. The longer you do this, the better the island is going to look. But that's our first bit of the island done. Now we can do a little bit of a mountain like we've got over there. But mountains are very easy to do. You can do mountains yourself. You just build them up in same as how we done it for the bottom of this island in 1s and 2s. Layers of 1s and 2s. So you sort of go round and make a mountain, then go up 2 on the inside. It's totally up to you. I'm sure you guys can terraform a mountain. But the important one for these sky islands is the pond or the lake that you have on it. And the easiest way I do to make one of these is definitely better. It looks better if you've got a water source below it like I have on that island. We don't quite on this one, so it's going to look a little bit odd. But we're going to knock out where we want our pond to be. So let's do a random circle here. Perfect chance if you want to fill the inside. But as you can see, it's a big area. It's definitely a big area. A lot of space to be able to build whatever you want underneath there. You know, you can have all your farms and everything like that. Alright. Oh, we're just poking into a snow biome here. Okay, that doesn't matter too much. What we're going to do is we're going to knock this out and we're going to have the water flow down. This is the fun bit. I like doing this bit. Have it flowing down here. It's just going into the island here. We'll have a dirt one. Yeah, like that. Have it look a little bit more natural. Bring out this one. Have some more dirt there, and dirt there. Alright, I'm liking that. I'm liking the waterfall. The pond's looking a little bit square, but the waterfall's looking really, really nice. I like that. Really nice how it flows. So let's just square this up a little bit. Round this off a little bit. We don't want any more square. It was very square to begin with. Okay, so I have a very small basic mountain here. It does need a little bit more work, like taking these grass ones away. They will die off eventually. Like that. And it'll look more and more like a natural mountain. You just got to, same way, build it out randomly, random circles, and just build it up. But a big step that does help, we're going to clear our inventory, is get some bone meal and some trees. That'll do for now. We'll just do this and plant some random trees about. Make sure they're random. It doesn't matter if they're big trees or small trees. Just a few. Make sure to leave room for your house. You can even build a house first if you want. If you just wanted a house on here, you could do that. I'm gonna have a little bit of a foresty bit here, so we're gonna have a few trees quite clumped together. Oops. Here. Yeah, a little bit of a foresty bit. Like that. Excellent. How are we looking? That's looking pretty cool. We'll have a tree on the hill here. Yep, I like that. And the next step is just to go around with bone meal. And just randomly, don't quite spam it down. You want gaps of flat land like this. But you just want some long grass here and there. You can have too much long grass. Just go round. Well, we're not going to build a house on this one, so we're just going to leave this with just bone meal like a natural floating island. Go in the trees on the mountain. Okay, and then another last step, which is quite important, it does make a difference, is to get some sugarcane. This sort of stuff is what adds the real detail to your place. So we're going to just randomly do some random height sugarcane along here. Let's have a tall one like that. So let's add a little bit more detail. Some wheat is one. Now wheat is quite cool because we don't need water if we use bone meal. So let's get that. Some wheat seeds and a hoe. And we don't actually need any water here. We could have it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you grow it with bone meal quick enough, you don't actually need any water at all. Okay, so I've got a little bit of a random wheat farm here, random shape there. It's got a nice little space in the middle here for a little house, little space over here for something as well. And yeah, it's completely up to you how you want to do it from here. I recommend not quite building it on the edge of a snow biome. That is my bad. We only just clipped it. But yeah, I'll leave the rest of the creativity up to you for your sky islands. If you add a house on it, it'll look something like this. And remember to stay tuned for the next tutorial when we'll be building a steampunk house. And believe me, it makes the sky island look so cool. It really, really does. But those two sky islands there look really, really cool next to each other. I really, really like that. So yeah, we're going to leave it there, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If it helped you out as well, hit that like button. These are tricky to make. They take a little bit of practice, but once you've got the hang of it, they'll look natural as anything. So yeah, if you haven't already, please subscribe. And we shall see you in the next episode, guys. Bye!